All right, let's go ahead and start. Let's just go back a little bit basic today. Let's just start with our little flower petals in the middle. Remembering right off the bat to be, conscious of our lines, our definite start and stop points. And for those new, that just means when you first start the line, I'm going to just draw a double pattern here, double petal here. Hello, Patricia. Thanks for joining. So you put your pen down and you start the line, draw the line, and you stop it. And you don't need to say that out loud, just as long as you're aware of those points. So start, draw, stop, as you're making them. And that's just to really ensure that we're keeping mindful and in the moment, and really, having all our focus on the task that we're doing. And so just, saying those things in your head as you're doing them is really helpful for that. And also, as you notice, I was turning my paper. Don't forget to turn your paper. Just will be better for your lines and stuff, but also better for your wrist, so you're not doing these kind of like crazy movements with your wrist and straining those tendons there. Let's see. You know what I want to do? I want to do another layer of petals, just a little bit longer. So just start in the middle again and do like a longer petal going out. Same type of shape, just much longer going out. Turning our paper, thinking about our start and stop points as we move along, making sure that we're staying very mindful and focusing on our task. Really using this kind of time to just, focus the brain and not let it wander to all the things that are out. Just really, kind of trying to get that clarity and that sort of, your brain in order, sort of. Let's see, what should we do here? Let's put, I'm going to put in a different shape. This is a little bit closer in here than the other ones. So that's going to kind of, make things squeezy, but we'll just deal with that as we go along. So I'm going to start in the middle of these, and I want to make like sort of an inverted triangle. So like a concave triangle. And we'll just go up to, somewhere about here. And just making that kind of shape, almost like little starburst shapes. And just tucking them in between the petals. And then we're coming up to the one that's going to get squeezy. But I'm just going to go ahead and just squeeze it in there. There we go. That'll actually kind of help almost make it, now see, these seem a little bit, more equal widths to move on to our next shape. Let's see. Let's go ahead and I want to make, let's make our chubby triangle shape going up from in here. So just somewhere towards the top of these little starburst shapes, we'll just make my little chubby triangles. And the chubby triangle is just kind of like a convex triangle shape. They're just, you know, the sides kind of bow out a little bit, and they look like little chubby triangles to me. So that's why I call them that. Remembering to turn your paper, remembering to focus on your lines. Let's see, I'm going to make, just towards the very tip of these chubby triangles, I want to make a line in between each, just like a little bit of a curved line. Not quite like a semicircle, just a line that's not quite straight, just to make it go from one shape to the next. And ultimately what we're doing is we're trying to create like kind of like a circle that goes behind the entire mandala. But if we think about trying to make a circle that goes around here, it seems a little intimidating. It's kind of hard to make a circle going around. But if we break it down into each its little segments, so we're just focusing on one piece, we're drawing this not quite straight line from the top of one to the top of the next one. So then in the end, when we connect them, we'll have a pretty decent looking circle that goes behind there. So it's just seems much more manageable when you think about it like that, just piece by piece. And let's see, let's go ahead and let's make some petals going around this shape, and keep them a little bit bigger since we're getting on the, you know, towards the outside of our mandala. We have a lot more space to take up. So if we make the petals a little bit bigger, we don't have to make quite so many of them. But if you want to make smaller ones, feel free. What I'm doing is by no means what has to be done. Feel free to improvise and go off on your own and make any other shapes that you want. Let's see. Let's make another layer of those, kind of like we did down here. So just another layer that's a little bit bigger than the one that's there. Being very conscious of our lines still. And I'm not turning my paper as much here, although it will get awkward going around. So it does not cocking my wrist. I'm not having to make any weird angles, but it does, you know, it does kind of get in a weird position. So it might even affect how your lines come out. If you turn your paper, likely we'll get better looking shapes and lines anyway. There we go, and just a few more. Being still aware of our start and stop points. And let's see. Let's make some kind of like little bit flatter chubby triangles here. So we're just going to kind of just, you know, make them however wide they come out. Don't try to measure too much, just however wide the first one comes out, just kind of try to follow that along, going through the other ones. Because I'm not sure how many of those little petals we have, so if you try to do it more equal, like, you know, sometimes I'll do like, you know, I'll do like every 3 or, you know, skip one in between to make one. But since I don't know if we have the right amount, if they're not an equal amount going around, then you'll end up with like one petal left that you didn't plan on and not know what to do with it. So we'll just work on just kind of making them about the same size and putting however many fit in there. There we go. And now let's see. Let's make, on the top of this, we'll go from tip to tip. So we'll just make one of my Hershey Kiss shapes. Or the kind of, fancy brackets that you can get, whatever you want to call it. And so just from tip to tip of our little chubby triangles, we'll make that. And if you want to make yourself a guide, so you can kind of shoot straight up and put a little point as a guide to help your eye guide your hand to help it be a little bit more centered, you can do that. But other than that, it's perfectly fine to just kind of eyeball it. Again, we're not trying to be perfect. We're not making high art. We're doing this just for us. Have a little alternative meditation, some mindfulness time, clearing our heads a little bit, getting a little clarity, maybe de-stressing a little bit. All good things that mandalas are good for. Even if you are a creative, doing mandalas, especially if you're kind of in a little stuck, creatively, drawing mandalas will help kind of, refocus and clear your head and maybe spark a little bit of creative juices flowing. Let's see. Let's make, we're going to call this as big as it's going to get, and I'm going to go in the middle and I'm going to make some little teardrops just in between these, the two shapes where they meet. And this is just a little extra around the border just to make it look a little fancier. I always like to put the little extra elements around the outside as an extra border. Let's see. Let's go ahead and let's put even a circle on each side of these. And then we'll go and we'll do some filler designs. We have about 10 minutes left. Get some stuff done on the interior. Let's see, what can we do? Let's, you know what I want to do? Something different that I haven't done, I don't think in any of my videos so far, in filling in these shapes, is take just from the center here, and we're just going to make a line going down. Just a little bit of a curved line. It's almost like you're making another sort of skinny Hershey's Kiss shape inside of there. And you can continue that. You can make several lines of each, or just one. If you have this shape, you can fill them in if you'd like to make them solid. That always looks nice too. The filling in of these kind of shapes takes a bit of time, so make sure you have the patience to do that. And I'll just do a couple of each so that I can go on and show you something else. let's see. And we could put something on the inside of these if we, let's see, what should we put? Maybe, let's go ahead and just put a teardrop going inside. That's simple enough, but it always looks nice. I love teardrop shapes. And let's see, let's make inside of these chubby triangle shapes. So I'm drawing on each side, just kind of, you know, tracing or making the same shape as the outside. Then I'm going to just kind of cut it across and make like a little extra triangle there. And this is another one we can possibly fill in. So if you do fill these in, just remember to, you know, to pay attention to your lines as you're filling in also. Filling in is something that we tend to get impatient with, and you'll start to scribble and kind of, you know, get in a rush, and that just takes the mindfulness right out. Hey Dawn, how are you? Thanks for hopping in and watching. So in one way that I do that is I just kind of, you know, just trace over the lines of the shape that I'm filling in a little bit at a time. And that's just something that helps me keep it very mindful so that I don't get impatient when I fill in spaces like this. But I do like on these type of shapes to fill them in. I think it looks much nicer. And again, if you've seen any of my videos, I really like to vary line weights, to have some spots that are filled in are darker, just because I like that kind of grounded feeling that the mandala gets with that. Gives it some weight, some importance, makes it feel just really solid and grounded. And I like that a lot in the mandala. So that helps, happens when you create shapes that you fill in or create shapes that you make thicker. Like, let's go ahead and make this circle line thicker here. So you can use a thicker pen, or you can just kind of, you know, trace over the line that's there a couple times to get a thicker line. And one just, you know, in a design sense, that looks good to have the contrast of the different weights of lines and filled in space, in contrast to kind of the white space and the thinner lines. But also I just think it really adds to the mandala itself. And talking about that, I'm going to go ahead and fill in this little teardrop too. And definitely if you're like using a ballpoint pen or something, the filling in will take a little bit longer than if you're using a felt tip, just because the felt tip is, you know, thicker and will fill in faster. There we go. Let's see. You know what I want to do? I actually want to take in between these double shapes here, I'm going to make lines going inside. And making these repeated lines is another thing that that it will be trying on your mindfulness and on your patience. So really, you know, we tend to, especially making these kind of lines, we just want to go scratch, 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 scratch. So it's really important to still, even though the lines are tiny, to pay attention to your start and stop points. So, you know, each one, start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, making sure especially that you have a very definite stop point so that you're not getting in a rush. Yeah, that looks nice. I like those little lines inside of that space. And as you're doing the start stop, you don't have to go in slow motion. It's not necessarily what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that just make sure that you have a definite stop point, that you're not just getting in a hurry and letting your pen just kind of, fade off and scribble and go out of the lines and that type of thing. Yeah? All right, let's see. We have about 4 more minutes. Let's make a double line on this chubby triangle. So I'm just going to go right inside and just make a double line. So just kind of tracing the exact same shape that's on the outside, on the inside. So you basically have 2 of the exact same shape layered there. And I want to do a spiral in here, but I'm going to actually start the spiral from the center here, and I'm going to kind of just bring it down and spin around and make it kind of an open, loose spiral that fills in that space. Yeah? And let's see. You know what I want to do? I am liking kind of this layered look. So I actually want to do a couple more layers in here. So I'm just going to act like I'm just drawing petals from the start. I'm going to just start inside and just draw a couple more petals spaced out in that open space there. And just give it that really kind of layered look. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. There we go. Let's see. 1 more minute. I'm going to go just make it simple here, and I'm going to put a circle in this open space here. And I may even fill in that circle. I feel like we need a little kind of weightiness or contrast in this area. There we go. So yeah, nice. So go ahead and, finish out the rest of the mandala with the shapes and add some of your own. And if you're drawing a mandala along with me now or even in replay, go ahead and post a picture of it in the comments. I would love to see what you've done. And yeah, again, share this video. I would love to reach as many people as possible and just show them these meditation mandalas and have them kind of learn how to do them themselves, or even just, hang out and watch me. It's always really relaxing to watch drawing videos. And yeah, that's it. Again, these are all saved in my an album on my Facebook or to my YouTube channel on a separate playlist called DAMM videos. You can access them, pretty much all of them, in either place. And that's it. Everybody have an amazing rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.